stop waiting. Stop telling yourself you'll begin tomorrow, when the time is right, when the fear is gone, when the conditions are perfect. The world has been shaped not by those who waited, but by those who acted when the night was dark, when the money was short, when the doubts screamed louder than reason. Every great empire, every fortune, every breakthrough you admire was built by someone who decided to stop waiting and build life as it was meant to be lived, right now. History does not remember the dreamers who only dreamed. It remembers the builders, the fighters, the ones who bled for their vision. Thomas Edison didn't wait until society welcomed him. He burned through 10,000 failed attempts, refusing to surrender his purpose until the night itself glowed with light. Henry Ford didn't wait until the world understood his vision. He built assembly lines while critics laughed at his impossible dream. Walt Disney didn't wait until he was wealthy, safe, or guaranteed success. He was bankrupt, rejected by bankers, told his ideas were foolish, and still he sketched a mouse that became a global kingdom. Waiting is the slowest poison. It feels safe, but it is decay disguised as comfort. Every day you wait, you give away a day of your life you will never get back. And when those days are gone, no wealth, no title, no regret will buy them back. You were not born to wait, you were born to act. If you hear these words, they are not casual suggestions. They are a wake-up call, an alarm bell to your soul. You must rise. Your time is not tomorrow. Your time is not next year. Your time is not when you feel ready. Your time is now. Because readiness is an illusion. No one ever feels ready for greatness. Abraham Lincoln did not feel ready to lead a nation divided by war, but he carried the weight anyway. Nelson Mandela did not feel ready to walk out of prison and heal a fractured country, but he stepped into destiny anyway. Steve Jobs did not feel ready when he returned to a company on the edge of collapse, but he transformed technology anyway. If they had waited, history would be emptier. And if you wait, your life will be emptier. So burn the idea that you need permission. You do not need your parents' blessing. You do not need your friends' approval. You do not need society's validation. You need your decision. The power of decision is the power that separates winners from the lost. Napoleon Hill said it with clarity. Indecision is the graveyard of success, and every grave is filled with men and women who were waiting for the right time. This is the truth. The right time is forged, not found. You create it by moving, by failing forward, by bleeding for your purpose. The world rewards movement, not hesitation. Clarity is not given, it is earned. You do not find your purpose sitting still. You discover it by walking, building, trying, falling, and rising again. The mountain shows its shape only to those who climb. And yet, many hide behind the illusion of preparation. They spend years getting ready, collecting courses, waiting for another certificate, another tool, another green light. Preparation has its place, but preparation without execution is procrastination in disguise. Andrew Carnegie did not wait to master every detail of steel before building his empire. He learned along the way, guided by vision, not by perfection. Action is the true education. Discipline is the real university. Every failure teaches more than hesitation ever will, and the cost of waiting is higher than the cost of mistakes. Mistakes can be corrected, regrets cannot. The greatest pain in life is not failure. The greatest pain is lying on your deathbed, looking back at the moments when you could have acted but didn't. Regret is the heaviest chain the human soul can carry, and the only cure is to act before regret is born. So do not ask, what if I fail? Ask instead, what if I succeed? Do not whisper, what if they laugh? Declare instead, what if I inspire? Do not wonder, what if I'm not ready? Demand of yourself, what if now is my only chance? You were born into a universe that favors motion. Stars explode into galaxies. Rivers carve through stone. Seeds break the earth to reach the sun. Nothing in nature waits. Everything moves. And you, as part of that creation, must move too. The enemy of success is not failure. It is comfort. Comfort whispers, "Stay here, you are safe." But safety is a coffin. Comfort zones are silent prisons where potential is executed without a sound. Do not mistake survival for living. Millions survive each day but never live. They wake up, go through the motions, and die with their song still trapped inside them. Do not let that be you. The world is waiting for the fire in your chest to ignite something greater. Ask yourself, what would your life look like if you refused to wait? If you built without permission? If you acted today as if the world depended on it? Because it does. Someone is waiting for your book, your invention, your speech, your company, your courage. Someone's future will be changed because you decided to move. And if you delay, you do not just rob yourself, you rob them too. Think of it. If Edison had waited, how many nights would have stayed in darkness? If Ford had waited, how many families would have never owned a car? If Disney had waited, how many children would have grown up without magic? Your actions ripple beyond you, and your hesitation steals not only from you, but from the world. That is why hesitation is selfish, fear is selfish, waiting is selfish, because you were given talents, gifts, dreams, not to bury them, but to build with them. And when you withhold, the world suffers. So I ask you, will you continue to wait, or will you finally decide? Because decision is a knife. It cuts away the excuses, the fears, the doubts. It pierces through hesitation and creates clarity. And the moment you decide, truly decide, the universe shifts. Opportunities reveal themselves. Strength rises in your chest. Energy floods your veins. Do not underestimate the power of one decision. One decision to stop drinking destroyed habits that ruined lives. One decision to walk out of prison restored a nation. One decision to pursue an idea built fortunes. One decision to start today can change the entire story of your life. Do you know what the most dangerous word in human language is? It is not impossible. It is not failure. It is not even fear. The most dangerous word is later. Later is the silent killer of dreams. Later is the graveyard where ambition goes to die. Later convinces you that there will be another chance, another day, another tomorrow. But tomorrow is a lie. Tomorrow is a thief. Tomorrow has stolen more lives than death itself, because tomorrow promises a future that never arrives. How many men and women swore they would begin later? Later they would write the book. Later they would start the business. Later they would heal the relationship. Later they would chase the dream. And when later finally arrived, it was already too late. Look at the world's history. How many geniuses died unknown because they whispered, "I'll begin when I feel ready." How many empires were never built because the builders waited for permission? How many lives were wasted, not by failure, but by waiting? Meanwhile, the ones who refuse to wait, they are the ones who live forever. Alexander Graham Bell did not wait until he had wealth or recognition. He called the world with his invention. Amelia Earhart did not wait until society approved of women pilots. She broke the sky open with her courage. Elon Musk did not wait until electric cars were accepted. He risked ridicule, bankruptcy, and everything he had to accelerate the future. And so the truth is written. History is created not by the prepared, but by the bold. Not by the safe, but by the daring. Not by the ones who waited, but by the ones who moved. And yet, you wait. You wait for courage, not realizing courage comes only after action. You wait for confidence, not realizing confidence is built by doing. You wait for certainty, not realizing certainty is a mirage, created only when you commit. Do you not see? The bridge you are looking for does not appear before you step. It appears because you step. Waiting for the perfect conditions is like waiting for the ocean to calm before you sail. The sea was never meant to be calm. It was meant to be conquered. This is why discipline is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is freedom. Discipline is declaring to the world, I will not wait for motivation, I will act regardless. Motivation is fickle. It comes and goes like the wind. Discipline is the anchor, the fire, the unshakable ground on which you build your future. Look at the builders of empires. Andrew Carnegie rose at dawn to oversee his steelworks. He was not waiting for inspiration. He was building one disciplined act at a time until his vision of steel redefined an entire nation. Look at modern innovators. Tim Cook wakes before the sun, his day beginning at 4:30 a.m., long before most people's alarms even whisper. That is discipline. That is the refusal to wait. And discipline bursts momentum. Momentum is the invisible force that multiplies effort. Once you begin, the weight of hesitation lifts and energy compounds. One small act of courage today leads to a bigger act tomorrow. One disciplined habit transforms into a life-altering lifestyle. But you cannot have momentum if you never start. So I ask you, what is the life you are delaying? What is the dream you are starving? What is the greatness you are withholding from the world because you have chosen the comfort of waiting over the risk of building? The dream is not going to wait for you. The opportunity is not going to sit forever at your door. Life does not pause. Time is merciless, and the clock is your competitor. The man who begins now imperfectly will always surpass the man who waits until perfection. The woman who dares today will always outrun the one who delays until tomorrow. Because imperfect action builds a foundation, and once you have a foundation, you can shape, refine, and elevate. But hesitation builds nothing. You cannot improve upon what does not exist. You cannot perfect a dream that has never begun. Understand this. The cost of inaction is invisible, but it is enormous. While you wait, others are moving. While you wait, someone else is writing the book, launching the company, claiming the dream. And when you finally rise, you may find the stage already taken, the opportunity already gone. Do not let hesitation steal your throne. Every empire has a window of time. Every dream has a season. If the seed is not planted in that season, the harvest will never come. That is why urgency is not optional. It is essential. Urgency does not mean recklessness. It means recognizing the preciousness of your limited days. It means refusing to trade your future for the illusion of safety. It means treating every sunrise as a once-in-a-lifetime gift, because it is. Do you think you will live forever? Do you think death will delay for you? Time does not negotiate. The graveyard is filled with men and women who swore they had more time. You are not promised another morning. And so, if you knew you had only 1 year to live, would you still wait? If you knew your days were numbered, would you still delay your dreams? You would act, you would fight, you would love fiercely, build bravely, live fully. You would refuse hesitation, you would seize every hour. So why wait for death's whisper to finally live? Why not live now? Why not build now? Greatness is not given to the cautious. It is seized by the relentless. It belongs to the ones who dare to rise when the world is still asleep. It belongs to the ones who hear fear screaming and walk forward anyway. It belongs to the ones who understand that hesitation is surrender, but action is life. And so the call is simple, but it is eternal. Stop waiting. Build your life now. You think you need more time, but time is not on your side. Time is not a loyal friend. Time is a predator, and every second you waste, it devours. Understand this truth. You do not own time, you borrow it. Each morning you wake, you are given a loan of 24 hours. And unlike money, there is no earning it back, no saving it for later. You spend it all, every day, whether you like it or not. The only question is, did you spend it on waiting, or did you spend it on building? The wealthy do not own more hours. The extraordinary do not live longer days. They simply choose to invest differently. Where most waste their hours on distraction and delay, they pour them into purpose and progress. Look at Benjamin Franklin, rising before dawn to study and write, shaping habits that built both wealth and wisdom. Look at Nikola Tesla, consumed by his vision, working nights under the hum of electric dreams while others slept. Look at Oprah Winfrey, who turned hours of adversity into a kingdom of influence because she refused to let pain dictate her pace. These lives were not accidents. They were investments. Investments of time, energy, belief, and relentless action. And you, what are you investing in? Are you feeding distraction while your dream starves? Are you worshiping comfort while your destiny waits outside in the storm? You cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve comfort and greatness at the same time. One will always betray the other. Comfort whispers, stay, rest, wait. Greatness shouts, move, rise, build. And if you do not choose, comfort will choose for you, and its choice is always chains. But there is another way, and that way begins with vision. Vision is the map, vision is the torch. Vision is the fire that gives meaning to sacrifice. Without vision, discipline feels like torture. With vision, discipline feels like liberation. Think of Martin Luther King Jr., standing before a sea of doubt and declaring, "I have a dream." That dream was his compass. It was not yet reality, but it gave him the strength to march, to endure beatings, to withstand prisons, to speak words that shook the walls of injustice. Vision sustained him when the world tried to break him. Your vision must do the same for you. But vision does not come in comfort. It comes in stillness, in courage, in the decision to listen to the deepest voice within. That voice is calling you, begging you, daring you to rise. It is whispering the life you could build if you stopped waiting. Do not silence it with excuses. Do not numb it with distraction. Do not bury it under the soil of procrastination. For vision is fragile. Neglect it long enough, and it will leave you. Ignore it, and it will find another to embody. Dreams are loyal only to the bold, so guard your vision. Feed it with clarity, water it with action, shield it with discipline, and then march for it like a soldier who refuses surrender. But vision alone is not enough. It must be married to purpose. Purpose is deeper than goals. Purpose is bigger than achievement. Purpose is the oxygen of the soul. It is why men climb mountains and why mothers endure suffering for their children. It is why inventors spend sleepless nights and why leaders bleed for nations. Purpose is what makes sacrifice sacred. When you find your purpose, waiting becomes impossible. 4. Purpose is hunger. Purpose is thirst. Purpose is the fire that will not let you sleep, the ache that will not let you quit, the whisper that says, build, build, build. Ask yourself now, what is your purpose? Why were you born? Why were you given talents, breath, and another sunrise? Do you believe it was to waste, to drift, to wait? Or do you believe you were chosen to create, to rise, to ignite change? Purpose does not shout from billboards. It whispers from within. It is in the moments when you feel alive, when time vanishes, when your heart pounds with meaning. That is the signal. Follow it. And once you find purpose, combine it with faith. Faith that your effort is not wasted. Faith that your struggle is not in vain. Faith that the world bends toward those who refuse to quit. This is the unbreakable equation. vision plus purpose, multiplied by faith, expressed through discipline and action equals destiny. And destiny does not wait. Destiny demands urgency. Think of it. Would Gandhi have freed India if he waited until the British approved? Would Harriet Tubman have rescued slaves if she waited until conditions were safe? Would Steve Jobs have redefined the world if he waited until the technology was perfect? Number. They moved, they built, they acted, and history bent around their courage. So why not you? Why not now? Do you think greatness belongs to the chosen few? That is the lie of the fearful. Greatness belongs to the obsessed, the relentless, the disciplined. Greatness belongs to the one who decides, and your decision is overdue. The life you want is waiting to be claimed, but it will not come to you. You must go to it. You must break the inertia, shatter the delay, crush the excuses, and move. You must rise with a fire in your chest that says, no more waiting, no more hesitation, no more later. Today I build, today I act, today I live. Because the world is starving for men and women who burn with urgency. The world is desperate for those who will build instead of wait. And if you refuse, if you choose hesitation, the world will move on without you. It will be someone else's invention, someone else's speech, someone else's empire, someone else's story, and you will be left with nothing but the ash of regret. But if you move, if you act, if you build now, the world cannot ignore you. For the universe bends toward the courageous, opportunity bows to the relentless, fortune favors the bold. So let this be the moment you kill hesitation. Let this be the night you bury the word later. Let this be the dawn of your decision. The world is not waiting. Why should you? There comes a point in every life where hesitation must die. And for you, that point is now. Because life does not hand you guarantees. Life hands you opportunities, fragile, fleeting, and ruthless if ignored. They appear, they shimmer, and then they vanish, taken by the one who dared while you were waiting. Do you think opportunity cares about your excuses? Do you think it pauses for your fear? Do you think it will circle back again and again until you are finally comfortable? Number, opportunity is impatient. It knocks once, maybe twice, and if you do not open the door, it will walk away. That is why the bold rise and the hesitant fall. Consider Julius Caesar standing on the banks of the Rubicon. He could have waited, hesitated, calculated until every condition was safe, but he crossed, declaring, Alea iacta est, the die is cast. That single step shifted the destiny of Rome. Or think of Rosa Parks, weary after a long day, told to give up her seat. She could have waited for a safer moment, a more convenient time, but she did not wait. And that single act of defiance sparked a movement that rewrote history. Do you see the pattern? History belongs to the decisive. Legacy belongs to the courageous. The crown is not awarded to those who waited politely. It is seized by those who acted relentlessly. And what of you? Will you spend your life as a spectator, applauding the brave from the sidelines, or will you take the field? Will you live as the echo of other men's courage, or as the voice of your own destiny? You must decide, for indecision is itself a decision to remain ordinary. And ordinary is not why you were born. Inside you is a power greater than the hesitation that binds you. Inside you is a hunger that no comfort can satisfy. Inside you is a giant, restless, impatient, demanding to be released. You feel it when you stare at the ceiling at night, haunted by the life you could be living. You feel it when you watch others succeed and something inside you screams, that could be me. You feel it every time you whisper, one day. But one day is not a day on the calendar. One day is a grave. It buries dreams alive. So rise. Tear the words someday and later from your vocabulary. Replace them with now and today. because only those words build empires. Only those words move mountains. Only those words breathe life into the vision that is suffocating inside you. Look at the builders of fortune. Look at Carnegie, Ford, Edison, Hill, Rockefeller. They were not gods. They were not chosen by fate. They were men who chose urgency, who bled discipline, who marched when others slept. They built because they refused to wait. And they left footprints so deep that we still follow them centuries later. Your footprints are waiting to be carved. Your chapter is waiting to be written. Your destiny is waiting to be claimed. But it will not wait forever. Every second you delay, doubt grows stronger. Every hour you hesitate, fear digs deeper roots. Every day you postpone, your dream gasps for air. And one day, if you are not careful, hesitation will kill it. Do not let that day come. Instead, declare war on hesitation. Wage battle against delay. Slay the word later with the sword of decision. Wake up tomorrow, no. Wake up today and build. Build when you are tired. Build when you are scared. Build when no one believes in you. Build when you have no money, no support, no guarantee. Because building is not about conditions, building is about conviction. Understand this, success is not a lightning strike. It is a hammer pounding day after day, strike after strike, until the stone of reality cracks and the vision inside is revealed. That hammer is your discipline. That hammer is your faith. That hammer is your refusal to wait. And when the stone breaks, the world will call it destiny. But you will know the truth. It was built one act at a time by the decision not to wait. So what excuse remains? What fear is greater than the pain of regret? What doubt is worth the death of your dream? None at all. You are not listening to this by accident. These words are not noise. They are a mirror to your soul. They are the fire you have been begging for. They are the voice you have been waiting to hear. But the question is, will you listen? Will you rise? Will you finally decide? Because life is short, death is certain, and the space between is yours to command. So command it. Build your vision. Live your purpose. Stop waiting. Now. Now is the only time you will ever own. Now is the only soil where dreams grow. Now is the only weapon against fear. Now is the only truth that will ever matter. So take it, grip it with both hands, burn hesitation to ash, and declare with your soul, with your blood, with your life, I will not wait, I will not delay, I will not surrender my destiny to the poison of later. I will build my life now. Let that be your anthem. Let that be your battle cry. Let that be the fire that ignites your journey. And when the world sees what you have built, when they marvel at the empire of your courage, when they whisper your name in awe, you will know it was never fate, never luck, never magic. It was decision. It was discipline. It was urgency. It was now. So stand tall, step forward, strike the earth with your will, and build. Not tomorrow, not someday, not later, but now, because greatness does not wait, and neither should you.